I was not planning on making a video today until freaking Chris Claremont ended up running his mouth. So now I have to talk about this, and obviously we're gonna break this down deeper on the podcast. But I wanted to just report this so you guys know that we know what's going on here. So hear this: Marvel Comics writer Chris Claremont was doing a panel, and he claimed that the upcoming Avengers film will feature the return of Psylocke, Wolverine killing someone important, Elizabeth Olsen as a good Scarlet Witch, Robert Downey Jr. as multiple characters, including Iron Man, and Chris Evans as multiple characters, including an evil Captain America. Now, a lot of you guys might not know who Psylocke is. So, Psylocke is a powerful mutant, and she's obviously in Marvel, but she is more closely associated with the X-Men, and she has a very complex history involving mind powers, martial arts, and body swapping, making her one of the most unique and layered characters in Marvel. But as I said, her main powers are telepathy, telekinesis. She also can use these psychic weapons, and she also is a highly skilled martial artist, right? So she is going to play a really, really big part. She also has been in a lot of animated X-Men shows. If you wanted to kind of find more about her as well, I don't want to dig too deep into it because I don't really want to give a lot of story stuff. But it is very interesting that Psylocke is returning in X-Men, and I think it's a really big deal. Now, Wolverine killing someone important. Now, I said this on the podcast the other day that it was kind of alarming to me that Hugh Jackman was not on that chair list for Avengers Doomsday, and I was a little nervous saying, man, if we're getting the OG X-Men, we need Hugh Jackman Wolverine. So, number one, I'm happy that Wolverine is going to be in this in general and that he's going to be killing someone important. Who is that someone? I have no freaking idea who that someone important is going to be. Is it going to be like one of the OG Marvel characters, like an Iron Man or Captain America? I don't know. I have no idea. But does he kill Loki? I don't know. I have no idea what Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be doing, but it seems like he's going to have a very important role in this X-Men story part of Avengers Doomsday. And the other question is are we getting the Hugh Jackman Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, or is this going to be another Wolverine variant that is on the Earth that we see Monica Rambeau could go into? Because we obviously heard that rumor that Monica Rambeau is now going to be an official member of the X-Men, where she's going to have her own suit. So are we going to get our own Hugh Jackman Wolverine that way? That's another question, because I really don't think Deadpool is going to appear in Doomsday. Maybe he'll be in Secret Wars, maybe at the end or something, but I've heard little about, Deadpool popping up. So if Deadpool doesn't pop up, then I don't think that Hugh Jackman Wolverine is going to pop up, but we might get another Wolverine with another type of suit, which I think will be super awesome. Now, the next thing, Elizabeth Olsen as a good Scarlet Witch. Now, this is a big deal because a lot of the rumors that were going around about Elizabeth Olsen as a Scarlet Witch was that she was going to be bad. A lot of people speculated that she was going to be maybe in a relationship with Doctor Doom, because that's happened in the comic books. And a lot of people thought that Doctor Doom was going to use the Scarlet Witch as a weapon for his own, his own good, right? And so I think it is very interesting. Obviously, in there's a TVA comic that's out, and we saw that the Scarlet Witch is in there, and apparently that is a variant of Wanda, and that Wanda that's in that comic book is another reality of she never died in the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and she actually survived her rock tower thing falling down on that mountain. So I'm not sure if they're going to take that Wanda. I don't really care which Wanda they take. I think they should just use the Wanda that we saw in the Multiverse of Madness, the one that took out the Illuminati. I think that would be the perfect Wanda to use. And maybe not retcon her death in Agatha, but maybe she just resurrects, and just comes back. I mean, I don't mind either way. By the way, I don't think Wanda should have died from the start. I think killing off Wanda in Multiverse of Madness was so stupid. Another thing, Robert Downey Jr. playing multiple characters, including Iron Man. Now, Comic Cuts, my co-host, talked about this so many times on the podcast. And look, and he said this before too. This should have been common sense that he's playing Iron Man because of the fact, I mean, if you're signing a dude for $100 million, he's not playing just one character. No, he's coming back to play his most iconic character, and his most iconic character that he plays is Iron Man. So the fact that we are going to get a Tony Stark variant, probably, I don't think they're going to resurrect the Tony that snapped at the end of Endgame. But the fact that we're getting another version of Tony, I think fans are going to be really excited for that. And hopefully they keep Tony Stark's Iron Man after this. I really do think you need Tony Stark's Iron Man going forward. And even if that's Robert Downey popping up every now and then, I think that's just what you got to do. Keep him on the books. Another thing is Chris Evans as multiple characters, including an evil Captain America. This is another thing for me that I doubted. I really doubted that Chris Evans was coming back. And the reason why wasn't more so because, he was kind of commenting that, he wasn't going to do it, that he wasn't in it, because that's what he said. There's obviously been rumors about him, coming back, and he obviously denied it, and we obviously saw him as a Human Torch in Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't really know why, but for some reason, like my gut just doubted Chris Evans coming back, and I thought he was maybe going to come back in Doomsday, not or in Secret Wars, not necessarily Doomsday. But I do think him coming back in Doomsday and Secret Wars or whatever, I think it's smart. I mean, it's Chris Evans that we're talking about. He's another guy that I hope that they get to keep in contract. Yes, Sam is the Captain America for right now, but I think you need Chris Evans back as Captain America. I think Tony and Cap should have never been the two characters that you etch out. And I think you should have always, if they weren't already, you should have always kept them in contract to be there. So I am happy that we're going to get kind of, them two back, and to see them reunite with a Thor, and ScarJo's probably coming back too, and to reunite with Hawkeye and those characters, I think it's going to be beautiful to see. It's going to be fun. So this is good news. And also the fact that Chris Claremont is working on this, what does that mean? Because if he knows all this information, is he working on the new X-Men stuff? And obviously there was a rumor that just came out a few days ago that the X-Men script is done. So was Chris Claremont working on that new script with whoever the other writers were? Was Chris Claremont working with McFeely on the Doomsday and Secret War scripts? I have no idea. But if Chris Claremont is speaking about this, that means that he knows a lot more information, and that this was not an accident, as my co-host says, this was on purpose. So we're going to cover more of this on Monday, but I wanted to get it out there just because, this is really big news. But hope you guys have a great day, and peace out.